Julian. Nayiga is my name. Student of Public Administration and Management. Student's number is 2100102775, and I'll be discussing the course unit Urban Planning, Development and Management. The question goes as follows. The government of Uganda pronounced itself a number of new cities on top of Kampala. In your opinion, was this called for? Yes. And this is a pass. The creation of new cities on top of Kampala was called for because creation of cities has socio-economic and political implication to the country, as I'm going to present. First of all, the new cities that Uganda pronounced itself attained, and these became effective on the 1st of July 2020. They include the around 10 cities, which include Hoima, Soroti, Lila, Alua, Masaka, Mbale, Fort Potro, Jinja, Gulu, Mbarara, and the rest. And socially, they created job. There was job creation. It also reduced on unemployment in the society in these places. So the creation of new cities brought about job creation. Next, it also brought about increased income. People have been able, they're not just employed in addition to the above, but that also their status of living has been improved because of the incomes that have increased, the money they get from these cities. There is functionality in these cities. When a person gets income, understand that they'll have to earn something, and when someone earns, the income also improves their status of living. So this has improved the status of people's living. There is infrastructure development, the roads, the buildings, the schools, the health centers that have also been put into place. So development infrastructurally has been set up. Furthermore, it attracts investors. There can be local investors and also international investors. Since there is always employment, there is labor, you get, there is market, so this attracts investors. Furthermore, there is also new market opportunities. Now people like from Gulu, they no longer need to come to Kampala to sell their products. You get, there is no need for someone from Masaka to come to Kampala to sell, to carry out it, to get something. They can always access it in their local places. So this has also created market and also has simplified on people's way of living. And the other question is as what are the likely stories in these new cities? Some of the success stories in these cities include the job creation. People have joined the working population, hence increased the economic activities, trade and commerce. Since these issues have emerged, people have been able to get jobs. People have come away from the fact of staying home. For instance, some of these places, women were not allowed to work, not allowed to come to the trading centers. So since the city is next to home, they're able to get jobs, and whenever they work, there is improvement in the taxes. Taxes are given to the government, fast development, you get, and other things that come along. And the other success story I'll talk about is the infrastructure development. The new roads that have emerged. The roads also help to reduce on accidents. They also help in easier movements. So these roads have been emerged in these new cities. You find some of these places were not made cities, these roads wouldn't emerge. Now, for instance, for like ginger has now gotten is has become like a tourist attraction. It has become the bridge. It has attracted very many people from different places. This also builds the country itself. So it's an infrastructure that has come up. And secondly, there is economic development. Cities provide a platform for entrepreneurship and technology. You find someone who wouldn't be able to come to Kampala has been able to develop a place where he's well known to. You get, so development is that innovation is that people realize the mistakes in their places and where they're open with thus economic development. There is high transportation facilities. That's to I'll bring about still ginger that I'm well known of. That transport isn't someone can move from Kampala to Ginger in just a few hours, unlike before. So since it's now a city, it's easier, and maybe even Hoima. There is also good transportation. People easily move from places to places because of the good roads. You get my point. We shall talk about that. We shall go to other question. What are the likely challenges they are going to face, and in my opinion, what can the cities do to meet the requirements of the new cities? The likely challenges can be the poor solid waste management. Well, there is a problem of disposal of this waste. Just recently, the problem in Kampala, whereby you find that potholes are filled with rubbish. So these people sometimes are not sensitized on how to dispose of the things since the cities are now become busy. So they find a problem of disposal since then sometimes they're not sensitized well. You get, and secondly, um, like for is it for Portugal where it was called it's called a city of milk and honey, but nowadays you find the disposal of rubbish has paid out ever since it was made a city. The waste management has become a problem. Now you find rubbish is disposed of unfairly. So maybe the only way to help in this is to find designated places whereby they can easily dump off this rubbish. And second, they also introduce trucks in different places since it's now a city. This calls for a high population, calls for what different things come up. So the different trucks will be placed in different points of places where they can easily carry off this waste and can easily be disposed. Some of them can be recycled, so that's can be done. The other problem that can easily be faced with these people is slums and informal settlements, where there is development, there is also underdevelopment. So some in the process of development, some people are affected. Some people may fail to catch up with the time of development. You find someone cannot be able to do what? To get the actual money that is required to stay in the city, whereby he's forced to go to slums, and the slums contain a lot like theft, there is improper fractures, there are a lot, it's comprised of money. So people has pushed up, as some people pushed away from the trading places, others have forced themselves aside the cities. So this calls for slum and informal settlements. The only way is to overcome this. Maybe they can start up housing units for these people for temporary buildings. You get, These temporary buildings can be owned by the government, and so that it can give them to people at a cheaper cost. Well, the other maybe can be the transport challenges, maybe the road, like accidents. Some people fail to use these roads. How they used to the other thing whereby kikanaka overcang, and even the people that cross, the local people, you find someone is not used to cars in that place. The children cross and like the way they feel like. So this causes accidents, and you find that people are not there to support in the time of need. What time of need when they're constructing? They feel like it's for the urban people. They feel like it's deteriorating their cultural norms in some places. So you find that these people they find it as a challenge to be what a good thing that they have the roads. And you find even some people they fail to use these roads because they're seeing these things are not for them. You find someone they have roads but they pass behind like other places. Lack of the other point is a lack of water and electricity due to limited resources. Since sometimes these going to also take opportunity whereby they hike in the prices, they do other things. You find that someone wouldn't afford the electricity. He has been used to this thing whereby he just gets his crops from the garden, and these people take them. He doesn't know the other process to for instance like coffee. Coffee has so many process to come, so whereby it's able to be sold out. There is also cleaning it, the washing it, the uncovering. So you find someone now the sitters come to them. That process is going to this person would love to involve in that process so that he sells ready coffee. But then you find the electricity, the water bills, they find they're not gaining anything. You get so that also is a challenge, the hiking of those bills. Uh, Furthermore, there are many other challenges they face, there are many other things that they go around, but still, if the challenges are there and the government is always in, it can always help in solving some of them. The other question is, in my opinion, what can the cities do to meet the requirement of new city? We talked about the challenges and how they can be overcome. So we are now going to see how can these cities meet the requirements of a city. Like for instance, Hoima. How can Hoima meet the requirements of being a city? You get my point. Improve on transportation means. The city should put the traffic lights. This can also help to reduce on the accidents, and prioritize the cars and bicycles. Like where these some of these means of transport can be, where the heavy trucks can pass, where there's small cars, private vehicles, all that, so that people are what it reduces the accidents, it reduces the traffic, it helps a lot. You get so they should improve it. That transport means data collection. The other point is data collection. Uh, they have to carry out data collection in different places and also know what is required in these places, what is more prior in these places. Now, for instance, you can't put a factory of what a factory of mattresses like in Ginger, yet there are no raw materials. You get, and you can't put there are certain things that cannot be placed in another, so you therefore you need to correct that to another place to know what is more training, what is more required. You get some of these things need to do what to this got to know in data collection. You know that people that you're planning for, you know the people that you're working with, what they need, what they lack, what is proper, all that. Consider job creation. Another point, uh, if this you should consider the people in the places. How are they going to earn? How are they going to be improved? Because someone, if you employ someone from Kampala in Alua, you're not doing anything in these places. You get, so meaning you should consider employing the local people, employing these people that are within. You get, so that the school you understand the betterment of these people. How can you bring them to a better place? You get, that my final point in this case would be invest highly in education. Educate people. You get, through educating these people, it will also, it won't be just the young generation, but even how to sustain these people. These things that have been put in place. If you don't educate the local people, the people within, even the leaders themselves need to be educated. Not just educate the young one, but even their leaders, even the each and every person in his own sector. As I conclude, I still stand firm saying yes, it was called for Uganda to pronounce these new cities. It was important, and it does bring about a social, economic, and other factors. Thank you for listening and viewing me.